challenge for your guys this season?
I think the biggest challenge probably for them has been really adapting to new techniques, new terminology. But they've done a good job with it, and because it's all brand new for them, or was brand new for them, and it takes a little while to get that into your DNA and get it internalized. But I think we're doing a pretty good job with it right now.
What about on the field challenges?
On the field, I don't know. Every Saturday is a new challenge, and every Saturday brings a different set of circumstances in terms of what those challenges are. Like last week, the big challenge was on the tackles, dealing with those two defensive ends. This week, they have a great 3 technique. The 2 defensive ends are good. The 3 technique has 7 sacks. So the challenges come every week, and we just have to meet them as they roll down the track on us.
Dave, is there something about this group, either physically or attitude-wise, that makes them particularly good at run blocking?
Well, I think the biggest thing is that they understand. Blocking is about space and angles, and they're starting to understand that. That was kind of a foreign concept for them when I got here. And, again, you have to get all of this internalized, and I think we're, as I told them a couple of weeks ago, with our style of practice, which I've done before, the way Coach Narduzzi runs it, I told him, I said, at the beginning of October, we should really start to hit our stride in terms of understanding and playing fast and no hesitation. They're extremely bright. They study really hard. I do not give them a written test like a lot of coaches do. Our test, I test them on Thursday and Friday with we do a video test, and basically it's like, okay, here's the formation. We're going to run 19 strike, thought process of the left tackle. What do you got, Steph? And I have them verbalize to me, not just I block the end. Okay, it's I take a wedge step, double punch, stretch. My aim point's the outside number. I want to stretch them, and then inside arm bar. So we test them in that fashion Thursdays and Fridays, and I think it's really starting. I've done that for a long time. I think it's really starting to pay dividends for us.
Because you were teaching them new concepts, did that slow some of the progress on the field in games?
Not really, no. I mean, in the spring, we weren't very good, and it was slow going then. It was not good, but I knew it was. It is a process with that group, and especially when, when you have to start over, in terms of technique and verbiage, and some of it's the same that probably was taught. They just have to. Oh yeah, he's calling it apples, and last year it was oranges, and so they just kind of have to mentally convert. But yeah, in the spring it was definitely a challenge.
Hargrove comes in on in the Wildcat package. Does he do something particularly well, or is that just to get him some playing time?
It's no. That position is not. I'm not just a nice guy. That's an important position, and Saturday the 4th and 3 call actually that we picked up. We picked up 3 yards and an inch for the first down. He was actually at the point of attack. The 2 touchdowns that were in that package, actually he was on the backside. So he's got a big job on that because he's the backside blocker and cantaloupe and penetration.
So how much farther can this line come? Like how far do you feel you are in the progression?
Well, I told them last week. I said it's going to take our best effort the 6th week of the season, and that's all it's going to take. We just have to be as good as we can be 6 weeks into the season, and I've said that since week 1, and this week it will be our best effort. Week 7, we're better than we were when we started. We're not as good as we're going to be by the time we play Miami or get to a bowl game. And we just, we have to be as good as we can possibly be 7 weeks into it, and and hopefully that's enough. It won't take a superhuman effort. It'll take a great effort, and really an effort kind of what we gave, similar to what we gave last week, where I thought the kids, the best thing they did, they played extremely hard.
When you're going from a pass rush that is sort of speed-centric and guys kind of get upfield to a team that gets pressure up the middle, how does that change the way you kind of approach this week in preparation?
Well, honestly, it's, you know, it's all really kind of the same for us each week. You know, every team has a different style. Every team we see, really from the beginning, you know, all the way through. Penn State had them, North Carolina had them, UCF had them, Syracuse had them. You know, they have guys who can run fast up the field. You know, and those tackles have to, they have to be responsible for the width of the pocket. You know, and then the interior and the backs, the back end protection, they're really responsible for the depth of the pocket. So, you know, if a guy wants to run up the field fast, you know, it's hard to stop him from doing that. You know, it's just not it's a matter of creating an angle so that he doesn't run right to the quarterback. But really, hence the word pocket, you know. So they create the width. The interior guys in the back create the depth, you know, so the quarterback, if he has to step up in the pocket, has room to throw. Everybody, you know, every team has their own personality. Some are perimeter pressure teams, some are boundary pressure teams, like Syracuse was. These guys are boundary and up the middle, you know, so we're going to have to be really good on holding the depth of the pocket.
When you look back at film and see breakdowns in pass protection, would you characterize the breakdowns more as, you know, physical mistakes by guys or communication mistakes? Where have you seen?
Oh, they're you know, like the one, well, Tyler Sear gave one up, and the guy was so wide he struggled to get out there. That was the first one.
Mm-hmm.
The one that Buxer gave up was simply a matter of angles.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he needed to kick one more time to really hold his square relative to the defender. And he didn't, and he gave up a short edge to the quarterback. So the communication piece of it really has been good. The one Hargrove gave up was just a complete bust, which was why, frankly, you didn't see him back in the game on a scrimmage snap other than in the Wildcat package, because I just told him, I said, I just decided, and he knows this, so I've talked to him in front of the group about it. You know, it was too lackadaisical for me. We'd worked it all week, and to give that up on a mental error was inexcusable to me. But I mean, you know, I don't stay mad very long, and you know, so I got him back in on that rock package. But it's all about angles and space. You know, when it comes to the communication piece, has been excellent.
You mentioned communication. How much does crowd noise play a factor in that, what you'll hear on Saturday?
Well, I mean, that's big. You know, we practice with crowd noise probably louder than what we actually hear. It really, honestly, it hasn't been a factor, and I don't think it'll be a factor on Saturday either. It really hasn't affected us at all.
Anything else for Coach?
Dave, in some of your previous stops, in addition to being O-line coach, you've also been the run game coordinator. Do you have any sort of responsibilities or anything like that here?
Well, yeah, I mean, I do. I put a lot of the run game together, and then we kind of collaborate on, you know, on different ideas. I lean on Salem for some of our, what we call our scrape game, and some of our jet sweep game. You know, and then Coach Powell gets involved, and Coach Watson does too, you know, usually yelling at me on Tuesday, this isn't going to work. You know, we just need to rep it out, you know, and yeah, so we you know, we collaborate on it quite a bit.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Okay.